Hi, welcome to the Mohua Show. My name is Mohua Chinappa and I am an author, entrepreneur and ex-housewife. This podcast is about everything from business to technology to arts to lifestyle, but done and spoken ईमानदारी से. Hi, in today's episode, we have with us Anant Malik, a prominent lawyer who's currently defending high-profile alleged con man Sukesh Chandrasekhar. He's the founder of the law firm Anantam Legal, an all-service law firm. He can often be seen roaring in the courtrooms at Delhi courts with immense passion and zeal, and that's what makes him a great litigator. So, सबसे पहला सवाल जो है आनंद, आपने बचपन में बहुत ज़्यादा थ्रिलर्स और बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब जासूस वाली चीज़ों को देख के how did you motivate, what motivated you and how did you get down to doing this field of law को आपने कैसे pursue किया?
Well, Mohua, I always wanted to be a lawyer, and this passion sort of started back in 8th grade when I used to read a lot of John Grisham novels. And reading those novels, I somehow thought this is something that I should do, and that's how from 8th class onwards itself, the goal was to become a lawyer and become a litigating lawyer, not a corporate lawyer. तो कोर्ट जाना था, आर्ग्यू करना था, डिफेंड करना था, and I always wanted to be a criminal defense lawyer, and that is what I am today.
What would be the difference, because there will be so many students who want to pursue, because podcast is a medium for youngsters and they want to pursue law. So what would be the difference between corporate law and criminal law? What are the things that you would tell them, for people who want to take this up that they need to keep in mind?
Well, the first difference that all the young ones need to understand is that law today is very widespread in almost every company or every household or any venture that starts today needs a lawyer. So one need not necessarily be a lawyer going to court. So they take up the corporate jobs, do the agreement vetting and the contracts. All that is also important. Then the second leg, and which was earlier the first leg, it is the litigation. That's the disputes that arise and go to courts. That is something that I do, my law firm does. And corporate jobs would be your typical 9 to 9 job, sitting at a desk, doing your research, doing your agreements. So it depends. If you want a very busy life, you want to be running around courts, do take up litigation. However, litigation is not for everyone. Litigation takes a lot out of you. It is a very hard job, and it is like an artist's job, basically. You are not yourself, but you're performing for someone. So you have to give your 100% always.
So how do you ensure, that your personal ethics will align, with the criminal law that you practice? In your opinion, what are the significant challenges that is faced by criminal lawyers in India?
Well, this challenge itself is addressed to all the lawyers by the Constitution of India. It gives a protection to all the people accused of any crime that they're innocent until proven guilty. And that is the concept that we go by and define our clients in the courts. So there's no personal interjection of personal values and the matters that we take up in courts. That's our profession, and that is how we go about it.
And how do you approach defending a client who's been accused of a serious crime, such as fraud or murder? How does one go about that?
Well, at the very outset, we let the investigation pan out, and then we see what are the follies in the investigation. Has it been done according to the manuals, according to the criminal manual, or according to suppose there is a CBI matter, there's a CBI manual. Then apart from that, there's an Indian Evidence Act, whether the evidences have been collected in accordance to that, whether there is admissibility of evidence or not, whether the confessions which the police have extorted out of a accused are admissible in court of law or not. So all these things we take care of.
So आपको लगता है कि मीडिया का भी एक रोल रहता है, in shaping public perception of criminal cases? For example, now that you're defending Sukesh Chandrasekhar, who's been linked with so many stars, from Bollywood. Do you think media could have done things differently, or have they been able to do things exactly the way it is happening?
Well, the intermingling of media in any criminal trial is something which is not new. It's been going on since times immemorial. And these days, it's a trend that has started that the media trial begins much before the actual trial begins. So as far as Sukesh is concerned, we remember that till today also you are also terming him as a con man. But the point is that despite having so many cases against him, the man has not been convicted in a single case. So it is sort of wrong. So that's the narrative that media has created. Sukesh is a con man. So this is the role that media plays, and which is somewhat wrong. It does play along in the mind of the judges also, because a narrative gets set. So these narratives should be avoided. At least the media should be neutral, and media should put out everyone's version. And we are thankful to the media also, as in the Sukesh's matter. time and again through various letters, everything has come out in the media. So Sukesh's side is also considered and represented to the public at large.
What would be Sukesh's side?
Well, absolutely. Sukesh has maintained throughout that he has not extorted anyone or cheated anyone. He's a businessman. He's a political liaisner. So he's not a criminal. That's what he's maintained.
So, what are your thoughts on the current state of criminal justice system in India? Do you think reforms are necessary?
Well, reforms are absolutely necessary and reforms are good no matter, let's not restrict it only to criminal law, but in general life also, reforms are the need of the hour. And in criminal law, if reforms are there, they should start from the very base and from the concept of arrest, where it should be totally done away with in most of the matters. As we see, the law is developing now. The Supreme Court also is saying that do not arrest at the drop of a hat. There are judgments to that effect that first make a person join the investigation and arrest only in the case of a real necessity. So these reforms are already in place. However, implementation is something that needs to be checked. And once the implementation is sorted, it is a very progressive reform that the Honorable Supreme Court has brought upon us.
So, there would be any advice that you'd like to give to a student who's interested in pursuing criminal law as a full-time career?
Well, my first advice to a student who wants to pursue criminal law as a career is that do your internships and do not rush for the higher courts, that is the Honorable Supreme Court and the High Court, but practice in a district court because that is where the original trial work can be seen, the cross examinations can be seen, how a accused is arrested and brought to a court, how a remand is supposed to be opposed. So one can get a really hands-on experience with respect to how investigations take place and the role of the courts in controlling the investigations or answering or adjudicating upon the rights of the accused. A lot of bail proceedings. All that are the original courts are the trial courts. So do your internships in the trial court, practice with the criminal lawyer who's doing at least 3 to 4 briefs a day so that you can get your hands-on experience of multiple facets. So, for example, there would be arrest, then you'll get to oppose remand. That is something that is very important. And that is the beginning of a criminal trial. You'll see bail applications, you'll see leading of evidence, cross-examination. All these things are very important as far as criminal law is concerned. Thus, do your internships in the district courts. That's the Bible.
Finally, what has been your most memorable experience or a case that you handle as a criminal lawyer, and why was it very memorable?
My most memorable criminal case was representing a person accused of raping his own cousin sister. I secured anticipatory bail for him. And this was my first case and first case of such nature. And getting an anticipatory bail in such cases is almost an impossibility back in the day. Now, of course, the courts are coming down heavily upon false complaints, etc. So not only did I get the accused a bail, we also filed a cross complaint against the cousin sister and got a FIR registered, and she was taken to task for registering a false case.
Thank you so much, Anant. And for our listeners, this is what you need to know. One can see Anant very often on social media and across the digital platform where he's walking with lots and lots of reporters all around him. It isn't only as glamorous as those footage that one sees. There is a lot of hard work and there's so much of acumen that is needed with the experience that Anant brings on. Thank you, Anant, for being on today's podcast.
Thank you so much.
To you, our dearest listeners, you can find us on your favorite streaming services, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and of course on all other major streaming services. With loads of love, we are the Mohua Show, where we talk ईमानदारी से.